JB Cycle with a weekend update on August the 31st. So I think we have started a new 10-week cycle, and the first 5 weeks should be bullish, and we still have some time to go there. This week we just had looks a bit messy. I'm looking down here at the cycle. We're approaching a 2-week oscillation low, and then we should have an upswing into the job numbers and next weekend. And looking at the past week, it looked like we had a bearish 2-week oscillation. We were starting to crashing down, but it was not for real. It's probably more like this. So this 2-week oscillation will probably make 2 higher lows, and then we'll have another upswing into the job numbers. So just cruising through some stuff here. We have the 28-year cycle. We are in the topping phase of the 28-year cycle, but still some time to go possibly. But it's also a 56-year war cycle. And zooming in on one analog from the 1970s, that cycle topped just in a very few months. I think around right now, September, October. We have, we have the 3.5-year cycle. That one still favors upside into November, or possibly even longer. But with that 28-year cycle suggesting we could be near a top, I often see A, B, C bull markets in the S&P. Short bull markets of about 2 years, they making an average of some analogs. You have A, B, C, and the average of these analogs suggests, whoa, we could be very close to a top. And then I made another scenario at this low in the middle of this C, and I got this here, 2 different scenarios, possible outcomes. The green one suggests, these 2 projections or averages, they are separating here now. So now the next few weeks we will see probably which one is it. The green one is suggesting this could be a double top. We should start to crash down here. While the red one suggests we are just about to break out to the upside and make some kind of a top around the election. So I have some shorter term cycles. So this one has been going down for a while, but we see the market just popped up back up again. So time is running out for bears. Still 3 weeks to go, but I think it will be some kind of a higher low and then a final top around the election. And then we have the VIX, my VIX wavelets. So the 10-week wavelet for VIX is still going down. No sign of the wavelet starting to go up. So inverted for the S&P, it's going up. No sign that we are starting to make a top. And I have a 10-week projection from the VIX for the S&P, giving me this. And it still has at least 1 week to go bullish normally, and it could even be more. So I have drawn these 2 scenarios. The red one suggesting a little bit more sideways this coming week, and then an upswing into next weekend around the job numbers, and then we could start a correction. That should be possibly related to some kind of a crisis. But if we don't get that, well, we could continue out, breaking out to a new all-time high and back, another upswing, and then maybe I'll just go sideways here end of September, and then another breakout to the election. So we had a very strong geomagnetic storm on, August the 12th, and we had a lot of strong geomagnetic storms this year, because this is solar maximum of this sunspot cycle, and many of these geomagnetic storms produced at least two of them produced corrections in the S&P, and possibly this current one. We have this blue scenario from the geomagnetic storm suggesting a top around next weekend, then some kind of a corrective move into second half of September, which could materialize into something much worse. This would be the first low, and it could be a lower low in October. But first we have to see what kind of a low we will get late September here. My wavelets for the S&P daily data, I'm not seeing any bearish setup here. Looks like no problem here. Could be, well, 1-2 weeks to go here. Yeah, I see no problem here yet. And we have this strong move here. Looks like an A. I always see A, B, C's in the market. I know nothing about the Elliott wave stuff and so, but I always see A, B, C's. This looks like an A, possibly now making a sideways B, and I would expect some kind of a C move to the upside. Yeah, but I can't see a bearish setup here. We have the hourly data for the Dow Jones Industrial. So here I have my 2-week oscillation in orange. So currently we are looking, should expect a low around Tuesday, but maybe I think Monday is a holiday, so that could could compress this oscillation, so that this low could be earlier. And I have this general scenario for a rally here in black, and we are kind of following this scenario. I have an alternative one here, both pretty similar, suggesting we should not expect anything bearish before we get to this 2-week oscillation high. So that's around next weekend, or early in, say, 10 calendar days perhaps. And this current one, this looked like, oh no, is this very bearish, is it crashing down? But no, that was just a bear trap. And as for the S&P, I think we are looking for a sideways with higher lows. So a low coming up early this coming week, and then another top here, another upswing. Momentum, well, we are possibly starting to make a momentum top. Projecting a low then sometime here in September, October. We have to watch that. So I guess that was it. Well, I had this last one, the 73.5 week cycle. This bull markets, or from a bear market low to a bear market low, these lows are off, or mostly at these cycle lows. And then one phenomenon here is often the bull market high could look like an inverted cycle. You have a bull market top where the cycle is making a low, and my interpretation of that is we have a very bullish right translated cycle, and then a very bearish left translated one. And that's the possible situation we are in right now. This is the two cycles. We are right at the cycle low here in August, so it's very possible it is not such a very bearish left translated one. Maybe the top is sometime in the winter or spring, but it's possible we are making top right here, and the couple of analogs here suggest the top could be any time now, or possibly as late as November, but it could also be in the winter or spring. So, but a warning, there could be a bull market high now this fall. I guess that was all of it. So yeah, still expecting more upside and some kind of downside late September.